Good morning. I want to congratulate you for completing Module 1 activities and for completing your very first piece of Module 2, which was creating your taper analysis report, beginning to look at the taper data, identifying top prioritized needs, sharing that information with your group. That's a great start to becoming a strong instructional leader. So thank you for persisting, for problem solving, and really the theme for the rest of Module 2 is persistence and to take each step one piece at a time. It will begin to make sense as we work through the remainder pieces in Module 2. So really Module 2 is an action research approach to becoming a strong instructional leader and recognizing how to implement the change process through the continuous improvement model and to really dive deep into data analysis. So we are going to ask you to utilize many of the resources that the Texas Education Agency has provided us to help you master the new principles exam. Everything we're doing in this module is maybe a little bit different from principals who may have just completed a program in the last 2 years, because you, as you know, you are going to take the new principles exam test, which is really helping us become stronger instructional leaders. Everything has been revamped. So the materials that we are using in this module, all of the exemplar lessons that Dr. Schlosser has placed in this module is there to help you see the TEA resources. So the Texas Education Agency is actually providing us examples of the work that you are being asked to do. So what you are doing in this course is very much aligned to the new principles exam. So just hang in there. If you have questions, know that I'm here to help you, and I will be posting weekly videos to kind of walk you through the process. So what I have done in this module is I've tried to revamp and reorganize the materials so that it makes a little bit more sense as you're working through this. So we have completed your first assignment, which is analyzing the taper report, beginning to write a needs assessment, which you hopefully are submitted over the weekend. If you haven't, please get that in today. This is Monday, September 17th. Meeting with a group. Hopefully you were able to do that. You met with your group. Problem solving and figuring out how to report back as a group to me. So individually you're going to report back, and I'm hoping that you begin seeing things, seeing patterns, seeing examples from other districts. It helps to look at problems across the state and not just looking at your own data. But now I'm going to ask you to dive in deeper. And this next week, you're really going to begin looking at data probably in a new way. So your second assignment is really digging into data analysis and looking at demographics and also perceptions. So what I have done this morning is I have revamped a little bit of how the course is being delivered so it's not so overwhelming. So your assignment for this next week is the Module 2, Assignment 2, Demographic Data Assignment, and the Perception, Assignment 3. So you have 2 assignments to turn in by next Monday, which is September 24th at midnight. For the first assignment, looking at the demographic data, the first thing you're going to want to do this week is you're going to want to pull up the 3rd chapter, the data analysis chapter 3, Dr. Schlosser has provided, which really looks at the demographic data. And I'm going to ask that you read this first this week. It does a great job. I read through it last night again. It does a great job identifying the types of data that you can try to locate this week and that you could possibly use in your report. So this is a very helpful start. So step 1 this week, remember, take everything one step at a time so you don't become so overwhelmed, is to read chapter 3. After you have read chapter 3, I feel like you'll have a strong knowledge base to really work toward completing the activity, which is you are going to fill out a demographic data inventory. This is an inventory that the Texas Education Agency has provided to us. So you are going to use this inventory to help guide your research this semester. So that is here for you as well. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. It really is a nice table that allows you to really look at what you have in your district. So you're looking at demographic data that relates to your community, to your school district, to your school. So we're looking globally and kind of working down to the students over time by grade level. And then you're going to also look at the staff, because that information is available on your TAPR report too. So you're going to look at that, and then the parents as well. Now, you may or may not have access to all of these sources. What you're going to try to do is do the best you can this week to try to begin looking at this and fill this out. So you're going to fill out this piece. Where does this data, where does it reside? How many years do you have it available? If you have it available at all, okay, because a lot of your principals may not even realize that this is out there. And how many number of years do you think would be useful for you if you were really looking into this deeper? So this has all the possible demographic data that you could gather. You're not going to be able, this may or may not all pertain to you. It probably won't, but this is a good way for you to really start to dive deeper. So that's the first piece. Okay, the second part to the second assignment is looking at you're going to analyze demographic data. So that's the second part. So you're going to turn in 2 pieces. The first one is looking at all the data sources, and then you're going to turn in a second document, which is the data analysis. So you're going to then, in your data analysis, identify the strengths and the challenges. What are the schools, the campuses, demographic strengths and challenges? Okay? What are the implications of this for the continuous improvement plan? And then looking at the data presented, what other demographic data would you want to answer the question, who are we? So you're going to fill all of that information out. There's a good definition resource there that I would pay attention to. You do need to identify challenges, and that's there for you to review as well. Okay, so that is your second assignment. Assignment 3 is your perception data. The perception data, you're going to read Chapter 4. Chapter 4, it provides, again, a solid overview of what perception data is, what types of data you can collect, and how we actually utilize perception data in the field. So it's a very quick read. So you're going to do that first. And after you've completed that, there is an analysis of perception data document that you are going to fill out. So I'm going to pull this up as well. Okay, and here you are going to find out what types of perception data do you have available to you in your district. Does your district have a student questionnaire, a staff questionnaire, a parent questionnaire? Do you have agreement across questionnaires? Do you have disagreements across questionnaires? Perhaps your district's not doing any of this, but you are going to fill out this table to the best of your ability to identify what types of perception data you have. Okay, so the theme again for this week in Module 2 is looking at data one piece at a time. So the first data that you're looking at is a demographic piece. The second piece is perceptions, how you are perceived. So how your campus is perceived by all stakeholders, by your students, by your staff, by your parents, and then looking at that. So that is what you're going to work on for this next week. Lastly, what I have done is I found that the listing of resources are very valuable. They were in Module 2, but I have put them all in a folder. So most of you are working at campuses already, so you already have campus data that you're using. If you are working at a campus where you don't have data to use, or if you're not working at a campus, let's say, or maybe you're working and you're volunteering, but you just don't have all access to all the resources. If you look at Module 2, Assignment 2 resources, you're going to find all the information that was listed that is an example of the assignments. So these are the examples that the Texas Education Agency provided Dr. Schlosser. That is there for you to look at. At the end of Module 2, you are going to be writing a report. I will talk more about that later, and there will be a rubric that you can use, but an example of that report is also available in this resource folder. Okay, just keep hanging on. Work on this every day. You're going to get to the finish line. I know this is a difficult class, but I think it's a very rewarding class, and I think you're going to get a lot of information that will help you, and if not this immediately, in the near future as you move forward professionally in your career. Okay, have a great week.